Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. I'm going to bring you the market recap for Tuesday, December 3rd. Let's start with the heat map. We had Meta bright and green with a new all-time high, complete domination today. Apple got a new all-time high today. We have Amazon green. Amazon has their AWS conference in Vegas all week, and we had some headlines driven moves today in Apple and Amazon and in PLTR. So just something to keep in mind. That conference goes all week. Tomorrow we have non-farm ADP non-farm employment change, and we have ISM data, and we have Fed Chair Powell speaking before the market closes tomorrow. So something to keep in mind. We do have data. If you want to give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori, that would be lovely. And don't forget, our Black Friday sale is ending tonight. It is our it's a sell on our annual membership, and we will have less public videos next year. So again, something to keep in mind. Most importantly, let's go look at some charts, starting with ES. So ES, we were unable to get through yesterday's high. We're right here. We're within $1. We can reach out and touch it. We're within $1 of it. NASDAQ has not made a new all-time high yet, 21,340. So QQQ has made a new all-time high, and we got a new all-time high today on QQQ, but NASDAQ has not. So SPY got a new all-time high, not through yesterday's high. And QQQ got a new all-time high today, but not through NQ all-time high. Did that make any sense? It made perfect sense to me. RTY pulled back. We lost this little daily support here of 24.18. We lost it by $1. On IWM 239.37, we broke this by 6 cents. We have a gap down here at 239.24, so we didn't quite fill this gap. The Russell was definitely leading the way to the downside today. Very heavy, down 0.7. We have the Dow with a potential daily bull flag. Plenty of room for that daily higher low. Actually, let's go back to ES and let's look at the 4-hour. Look how that 4-hour 12 EMA has been providing support. NASDAQ 4-hour 12 EMA providing support. RTY lost this 4-hour 12 EMA support, and Dow lost it today. So Dow and the Russell leading the way to the downside. We have the VIX continuing its meltdown in a 4-hour downtrend. No relief in sight yet for the VIX bulls. We have Bitcoin in a daily equilibrium. We have a higher high, higher low, lower high. And now, is this the higher low? We need the hourly trend change above 96,300 to say, okay, now that daily higher low is set, and Bitcoin has not been able to achieve that yet. Ethereum got the hourly trend change. Is this a canary for Bitcoin? Possibly. So now that daily higher low is set on Ethereum. So Ethereum is bouncing a little bit more than Bitcoin at the moment. MSTR had a red day. We don't necessarily have enough room for a daily higher low. And what I mean by that is we only retrace 0.382% on this bounce. So a daily bear flag is still possible if we break this low of 33867. So the daily lower high is set. Now can we get a daily higher low compared to 33867? And that will likely have a lot to do with what Bitcoin can do or what Bitcoin does. The dollar, we are in a 4-hour, we have a 4-hour lower low and downtrend. Got a little tweezer bottom here we're bouncing from. The hourly, we're in an equilibrium going sideways. And gold has an hourly equilibrium going sideways. On gold, we have our second daily inside bar. And from the high of last week to the low of last Tuesday, we bounced about 50%. So a higher low is possible, not guaranteed. On the 4-hour, we're really choppy and sideways right now. Oil had a huge move up. if you look at oil on the monthly, look at this squeeze, this compression. We're building pressure. It's kind of like shaking a Coke can and you pop the top and that pressure releases. We have a weekly squeeze on oil and we have a daily squeeze on oil. So oil right now is touching the daily 50 MA. We are looking for a daily lower high compared to 71.51. We have API estimates after hours in 22 minutes, and we have oil inventory tomorrow. I like oil long on a pullback, looking for the 4-hour higher low. Semis, they were unable to get through this 249.15. So we're right at the daily 50 MA. So with semis, this is a super important chart going forward. If this daily 50 MA remains resistance on SMH, that will likely guide this daily lower high on NVIDIA. So on NVIDIA, we're looking for a daily lower high. That is the more likely scenario. And with semis bumping into this daily 50 MA, they line up very well for that NVIDIA daily lower high, which will be at top of my watch list tomorrow. Meta, she was a beaut, absolute beaut, with a new all-time high today, and they had headlines from the Amazon conference. We had Apple with a new all-time high today. Tesla had a pretty big red day. We have a gap at 245.45. We did not fill that gap. The daily lower high is set. Now can we set a daily higher low compared to 326.59? They were plagued by headlines. Elon Musk's pay plan was rejected again. That was after hours yesterday. This morning, Tesla China sales are down. So they're trying to, just kind of ward off the bears, and they're not succeeding. XLF has had some serious consolidation. XLF was closing at the low of day, while QQQ was closing at the high of day. So we've seen this rotation. So if XLF were to get a bounce tomorrow, that would line up well with NVIDIA's lower high on the daily, because they've been going pretty inverse. So XLF consolidation 4-hour is not oversold yet. XLV, we set that quick daily lower high. Now, where do we set the daily higher low? We have plenty of room for a daily higher low on this pullback. PSQH was a mover today. It was announced that Donald Trump Jr. was nominated to their board, and that got some pre-market movement. Then midday, it got a halt. Someone else was added to the board in addition to DJT Jr., and so it was a big mover. And just a reminder, UMAC was a big mover last week when Elon mentioned it, and it's a drone name. And look at this big down move. So, it doesn't end very well typically for bulls when you have these big pushes up 270% today. Just make sure when the music stops, you have a chair. DJT got through this daily resistance of 33.77, but ran into the daily 200 MA. We closed the day with an hourly higher high, higher low. Now bears will be top fishing a low hourly lower high tomorrow, and bulls will be looking for an hourly higher low compared to 32.75. So we got the bull break on the daily, but it is not what bulls wanted to see. They wanted more follow through. CRM had earnings after hours. It looks like it was possibly a beat. We'll have to see how the call unveils. And the other big name that had earnings after the bell, Marvell, that rhymed. Marvell midday had news that their CEO could possibly go to Intel. And we saw a big dip on Marvell right here on that news. It has recovered. Intel got a pop on that news, and then it ended at the low of day. We have a daily downtrend. We have a weekly higher low as possible compared to 2147, but this is still a potential classic monthly bear flag. I would love to buy Intel around $20. It has a dividend. We'll see if it gets there. It's getting heavily discounted now with that CEO stepping down. All right, that is it for the market recap. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget about the Black Friday sale. All right, have a good evening.